Hello everybody! Today we are continuing with our 1000 Arabic and English verbs, and we are going to go through them together. And at the end of this 15-minute session, I will give you a Zoom link that you can follow to attend my Zoom session where you can actually practice speaking about your workday. This list of verbs is about verbs we use when we talk about our workday. What you see here behind me is my book in Arabic. I am Iraqi. It's about one of my students whose grandfather came from Iraq to the United States and is learning Arabic. Actually, I taught him Arabic. Welcome to the live. You can join if you like. If you're on Facebook, or hello Qadir, how are you doing? Welcome to the live. It's so good to have you here. After this 15-minute live, we will go to Zoom. I'll give you a Zoom link and we can practice using the verbs we introduce here today in Arabic or English. This is a bilingual live, and the Zoom session is also bilingual. So you can choose to practice speaking in Arabic or in English. So let me finish telling you about this book. So my student, the book behind me here, my student Vince studied Arabic with me because his grandfather is Iraqi American, and he wanted to learn his grandfather's language. So I sat with him and he told me about his favorite hobbies, his favorite colors, his friends, his everything about his life, and I put it all together into 20 different chapters about these topics with exercises, and the audio is available on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, different podcasts, Anchor Podcast, so that you can listen and read the texts at the same time. I may read these texts on my YouTube channel eventually, but anyway, it's a good book if you just learned how to read and write the Arabic letters and know a few words. It's a great book for someone who is trying to get to the next level. Check it out. It's available on Amazon. So the verbs we are dealing with today have to do with the workday. And the first verb is nazala. And you say in Arabic, nazala yanzilu. And nuzul. When we learn verbs in Arabic, we say the past tense, which is also the infinitive, the present, and the noun form. So nazala yanzilu and nuzul. That's to go down. It can also mean to leave. So when you say nazala min al-bayt or nazala min al-shaqqa, it means you went down from the apartment or from the house, meaning you left the apartment or the house. Rakiba yarkabu. Ar-rukub is to ride. Usually you ride the bus or you ride the train. So that's to ride. Then we have to reach. How would you say to reach in Arabic? Do you know? Can you guess? You can type it in the chat if you want. Yeah, to reach is بلغ. بلغ يبلغ البلوغ. And then we have, so when you reach your office or your destination, you enter. How do you say to enter? In Arabic it's دخل. دخل يدخل. الدخول is the noun form. Okay, the next verb is صعد. What is صعد in English? صعد يصعد. الصعود is to, you can type it in the chat if you want, is to go up. to go up, yes. And yes, Abdurrahman, yes, to reach the destination is also wasala, and that's a verb we saw earlier in another list and another story. So I'm making these lists of verbs, which will end up being 1,000 verbs, putting these verbs into stories so that you have context. Remember that context really helps you memorize your vocabulary, and it's good to see how it's used in a sentence or in a text. Yes, so balagha is to reach and wasala is to arrive, very good. And then you enter the place, and the verb in Arabic is dakhala yadkhulu ad-dukhul. And then it's sa'ada yas'adu as-su'ud, which means to go up. And then what do you do once you go up to your office? You sallama yusallimu as-salam, which is to, what verb is that in English? Can you tell me in the chat? Sallama yusallimu as-salam in English is to greet. And you say climb, yes, to climb. But when you take the elevator, we say sa'ada. Yeah, you go up, yeah, in the elevator. You say sa'ada. To climb is tasallaqa. You would use that in a mountain, for example. Tasallaqa al-jabal. That would be more appropriate in that context. So after you greet your colleagues, what do? You jalasa. Jalasa yajlisu al-julus. What is that in English? Jalasa yajlisu al-julus is to sit. Yes. So you sit at your desk, and then maybe you talk to your colleagues. How would you say to talk in Arabic? تحدث يتحدث التحدث. Okay, very good. Yes, to greet, very good. سلم يسلم, to greet, very good. Okay, the next thing you do maybe is you talk on the phone, or you call people on the phone. How would you say that? To contact someone or to call someone. What's the verb in Arabic? It comes from the verb wasala, to arrive or to yes, to sit, very good. Jalasa is to sit. Mumtaz. So to contact or to call someone on the phone is ittasala, which is in fact iwtasala, but we cannot have iw in Arabic. It sounds bad. Ew. So it's instead of iwtasala. It's kind of hard for us to say, so we replace that waw with another ta. So we end up with a ta with a shadda. Ittasala yattasilu, al-ittisal is the noun form. Then maybe you اجتمع يجتمع الاجتماع. What's that in English? What is اجتمع يجتمع الاجتماع? Yes, Abdurrahman, اتصل يتصل الاتصال. Very good. And what is اجتمع in English? اجتمع يجتمع, and the noun form is الاجتماع. To meet with people, meaning to have a meeting with them. And the noun form al-ijtima' means a meeting, right? Ijtima'. Okay, again, we're going to see these in context in our Zoom session after this live. I will give you a link to the Zoom session. What is, so after you work for a little bit at your office or at your desk, you may want to rest. How do you say to rest in Arabic? To rest. It's istiraha. Yastarihu al-istiraha. Right? A break is istiraha, because it's a time when you istiraha, when you rest. It's a resting time. So استراحة يستريح استراحة أو الاستراحة. The masdar is usually defined, the noun form. Okay, how about تصفح? If you're going to تصفح, you're going to look at some newspapers or some documents and go through them page by page, turning the pages. It's related to the word صفحة, right? A page. You probably know the word صفحة. And the verb تصفح يتصفح. التصفح is to browse through something, some papers, or you could use it also for going through different pages on a website. If you're reading the news, for example, on a website, you may go to different pages on that website. So تصفح يتصفح التصفح. Let me see, did you write something in the chat? Yes, يستريح, very good. يستريح means he rests. And the full way that we learn this verb is, or any verb, is to give the past, then the present, then the masdar or the noun form. So استراح يستريح الاستراحة. And تصفح يتصفح التصفح. And then we may need the word to copy, to make copies. At the office, you often have to make copies of documents. So what do you say? What verb do you use for that in Arabic? You say استنسخ يستنسخ الاستنساخ. That can also mean to clone, because when you clone something, you're copying it. You're making a copy of it. Okay, and then if you want to, إذا أردت أن أرسل شيئا, ما هو الفعل? What is this verb? أرسل is the present. For أنا, how would you say? He sent, he sends, and the sending, the noun form. Yes, it's أرسل يرسل الإرسال, right? Because at the office you often have to send documents somewhere or send packages somewhere. So it's أرسل يرسل الإرسال, and a letter is called رسالة because it is sent. How fun is Arabic? So smart. And then if you're taking a look at some documents, like you're reviewing them, you're taking a look at some documents, the verb is اطلع. اطلع يطلع الاطلاع على. And then what is قرأ in English? قرأ بالإنجليزية. كيف نقول قرأ بالإنجليزية؟ قرأ يقرأ. القراءة is to read. قرأ يقرأ القراءة. Well, during the workday you have to do a lot of reading, so that's a verb that we need when we talk about our workday. Next verb is to write. كيف نقول to write بالعربية? To write is كتب يكتب الكتابة. And then we have a few other verbs. Let me put the Zoom link here so you can join me for the Zoom session. And we continue with the rest of the verbs. And let me put it in the chat here. Okay. I'm going to Zoom and join me there, okay? And then I will close this live. Okay, Abdurrahman, see you soon. I'm just joining Zoom now myself. Abdurrahman, do you mind if I record this session with you and put it on my YouTube channel later? I'll ask you during the
recording
Zoom,
in progress.
Let me stop recording and you tell me if
recording
it's okay.
stopped.
I will ask you first if you don't mind. Otherwise, I will not record it. Oh, here's another book of mine. This is called in Arabic, I love you. بالعربية أحبك or أحبك. You could read it both in the masculine or feminine. Oh, my hair is a mess. It's okay. And it's an introduction to Arabic letters and sounds to people who don't know any Arabic through love expressions. So yeah, I hope you like this book. Abdurrahman, I'm waiting for you on Zoom. Follow the link, and if you're asked for a password, you can enter the password I provided. Okay, I'm closing this Zoom session. And it's not, let me see. Yes, and where can we access the book? Sorry, what do you mean, Abdurrahman? What do you mean by it's not a mess? Are you coming to the Zoom session? The book is in my, I'll put my website here. You can see my books in my website. Let me put it here. I'll put the link here. Abdurrahman, are you coming to the Zoom session? I don't see you here. You can't join today, but okay, so maybe next time, because if no one is here during the live session, that means they're not interested in the Zoom session, and it's important for people to actually go through the verbs with me before we do the conversation. So you're welcome, Abdurrahman. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you another time. I'm on Zoom, so I'll wait another 2 or 3 minutes and continue on Zoom. Otherwise, I'll see you another day, next Tuesday, same time, 12 p.m. New York time. See you soon, everybody. Ending this broadcast. My greetings to you wherever you are. سلامي إليكم أينما كنتم. إلى اللقاء. See you soon.